Hello friends, welcome back to the bench. Today we have a Surface Pro 7. This is the first Surface Pro 7 I've worked on, and this one has Windows 11 installed. I just finished all the updates and everything. It is pretty hot. I would say, well, a lot warmer than Surface Pro 4 gets, but also instead of keeping it like this for the process, it was laying like this on the cardboard. So that's probably why it got a little hotter than it normally gets, I would assume. And now, as far as I can tell, nothing is wrong with it other than a damaged display. And actually, the digitizer works in most places, almost everywhere. Yeah. Right now, actually, it works pretty well. It has no missing devices, so that's great. And it is i5 10th generation. Minimum requirement for Windows 11 is 8th generation, which means on Surface Pro 4, where we have 6th generation, Windows 11 is not going to run pretty. I mean, you can bypass the requirement, no problem. But I think you can't have any updates once you do. So once you install Windows 11, you can't update it, which is kind of weird thing. But I guess, Microsoft. And nowadays, having a computer that cannot be updated, it's probably not something that you want. So we have a fully working machine. As far as I can tell, nothing is wrong with it. Let's shut it down. Actually, before we shut it down, let's enter the BIOS and see if we have BIOS lock. It's charging nicely. The battery is fully charged now. The secure boot is disabled. There's no password on the BIOS, so we don't need to do the BIOS reset, which is good, which is awesome. Mainly because I don't have a board view for it yet, or schematics, or a BIOS. But I can pick BIOS from this one. That's not an issue. Especially since we only need a BIOS region. I don't need the whole BIOS, the whole binary. At least for the resets that I do. Okay. Let's disconnect it. Here we have a beautiful replacement screen. Straight from China. Shall we open it and see? I have only performed this on Surface Pro 4 so far, but I don't expect the procedure to be different. And we get some set of tools. We get clear adhesive, which I'm not gonna use. Okay, here's our screen, supposedly new. These are more expensive than Surface Pro 4s. For some reason, it looks the same to me, but I guess there's something different about them. Now, let's see what kind of tools we got. A little suction cup. 2 pry tools, wide and narrow. Screwdrivers, the crappiest screwdrivers you can find, but I've used these for a long time. And 2 picks. I'm actually gonna use this pick just to start the process. Now, it's awesome that the computer is warm now. So that's a little less effort that we need to do. The temperature I'm setting is 220, and I'm gonna use this nozzle. It's somewhere in the middle. It's not the thinnest one. Full airflow, and let's start. It looks like the adhesive on this one is a little tougher than Surface Pro 4. Okay, here is probably where we have a digitizer connector, and let's confirm. The connector is here, the top is here, yep. So this is the digitizer connector. So be extra careful here. Alrighty, so first impression, take a look at this. We finally have a way of disconnecting the battery without taking out the board. There. Take a look at this. Beautiful. Now we don't worry about damaging anything on the board by removing the screen. Oh my god, I don't know why they did that on Surface Pro 4 and 3 actually has the same thing. And the battery is literally like, well, it is glued in. And I don't necessarily have a problem with that. But why is there no simple connector like here to remove it? Okay, and the digitizer. And here we are. And okay, so it looks like it has only one big shield instead of tiny shields like these for areas that you're interested in. So on the one hand it's better, on the other, well, on the other it's not. Basically, and on Surface Pro 4 I only take the shields that I need. I don't have to take all the shields off. We have nice antenna connectors here. Where are the antennae? Are they still done the same way? Looks like the speakers are the same. Adhesive appears to be a lot stronger than Surface Pro 4. That is my, I don't know, that's what I feel like working on this one. It obviously would have been a lot quicker and easier process if the screen wasn't cracked. And I still need to remove this glass that was left over here. But other than that, it came off relatively clean. Well, the worst parts were where the cracks are. So here, 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 and here. And here, well, I actually messed it up. So this was my doing. This it didn't need to crack like this, but I put my tool in and I went a little bit too hard on it. So then I switched the strategy as I approach the crack, so I can work my way towards the crack, right? So then I just put this tool in and just hook on the other side, just to lift it enough so I can put in the card. But now let's see. So now the screen has been removed. And let's do this. Without connecting the battery, let's reconnect the screen and the digitizer and see if it will work. So since the battery is disconnected, I need the power source. Unfortunately, outside they are mowing the lawns, and I think they're using tanks to do that because it's loud as F. The screen still works. Let's see if there's any sign of life from the digitizer. Yeah, the digitizer works. Okay, so that was a clean. digitizer works perfectly. So, no big deal. Shut down anyway. Actually, I don't need to shut it down. I could just pull the cord, but let it turn off there. Okay, so that's good. So that tells me that if this was, I don't know, if this was a BIOS reset job or a repair job, I wouldn't have break the screen. This is not new. This was used. I bought it as new, and it is obviously used. There's adhesive left over here. Other than that, it looks pretty clean. It doesn't look like it has been used, but you know, new screens wouldn't have the adhesive here, or I wouldn't expect them to. But I might be wrong. Well, it's easier to reconnect, that's for sure. With Surface Pro 4, it's always a hassle. And let's see, does it work? I'm still not connecting the battery, because, well, okay, the digitizer seems to work. It still has a protective film on it, so it's a little come on. Or I can just do this. Let's put it to Windows and see what's gonna happen. There you go. Looks like it's working just fine. It's a little slow for my taste, but there's Xbox, Spotify, Microsoft bought all those. Well, I know they have Xbox, obviously, but I didn't know they also had Spotify. Anyways, yep. Come on. I just wanted that. Oh, there's like some, I don't know. I'm not used to Windows 11, but it looks like the digitizer is working just fine. So the only thing we have to do now is clean the previous adhesive, put the new adhesive down, and replace the screen, and this is job done. So you might have noticed that I'm putting the discharge clip when I work with these. I'm not sure if that is absolutely necessary. I just do it out of precaution because I have damaged way too many of these. Or, well, by damage I mean I put them on the computer and the digitizer no longer works. Right? I've had plenty of these, so now I take precaution every time I work with these, like every precaution. But you know, it's not me being paranoid, it's just me having many screens, breaking many many screens. Very many, too many. So I don't want to break another one. But this is pretty much it. Now the adhesive. I still don't know if they still use the antennae over here. Let's take a quick look before we finish the video. Let's get the little stuff off over here, because there should be an antenna underneath this. Which usually gets damaged when you don't remove the adhesive properly. It happened to me. I even have those for Surface Pro 4. I have the replacement. By replacement I mean from other machines that I recovered, not new. Okay, I don't see the antenna here. Is it possible that they no longer do that? Which is great. Absolutely awesome, because the other one doesn't have these cables here, and this looks like a Wi-Fi card, and the cable goes here, so antenna might be on the other side. It's like so much better. This machine is so much better. Here we got the battery connector, alright, which allows us to take off the screen safely, which was not possible on previous versions, previous models. At least 3 and 4. These are the ones I have experience with. This is my first 7 that I'm working on. So so far I love what I see. Let's see, is the battery still glued? It is still glued, but that's fine, because at least now all you have to do is take off the heatsink and that's it. Disconnect the battery, remove the battery, replace the battery, put the screen back, and you're done. On Surface Pro 4 you have to take out the whole board, and actually you have to take out the speaker over here. You have to take this off as well because it holds the board slightly. You have to take off all the antennae or antennas, whatever, all this. Then on Surface Pro 4 the SSD is placed here, so we also have to unscrew all this stuff. You have to either unscrew the charging port or disconnect the charging port, which means you gotta take off another shield like this. On Surface Pro 3 they used stickers, the metal stickers. So on one hand it's stupendously easy to remove it. but then to replace it, it's a little harder. These are harder to remove than replace, because if you remove them properly without, or at least without, you know, totally ruining them, replacement is a lot easier than replacement of the sticker. So it's kind of, what are you gonna do? There's only one shield, which I also like. And as soon as I get a board view and schematic, I will go over the schematic, and I might start buying these broken if they're easily repairable. But we'll know that after I see the schematic. Now there is something here. One last look. Take a look at this. There is something on the other side there. So this could be the antenna over here. So I need to douse it in alcohol to figure out how to remove it safely. Because if I just start pulling on the adhesive, as I'm doing now, the antenna might tear, and I don't have the replacement in stock. I only have parts for Surface Pro 4s, so I don't want to do any damage to this one. But now that the adhesive has been broken, it's a little easier. But it was definitely, it was tough. The removal of this this display is tougher than Surface Pro 4. Maybe not terribly tougher, but it is a bit. And the fact that the screen was cracked didn't help. So yeah, it looks like over here on the cable coming from the antenna, or to the antenna, and we have a trace going here. So this is likely where the antenna connects. So we need to be very careful here. But I'm not going to bore you with this. I think that'll do. The Surface Pro 7 model 1866, was it? Or 1688? 1866. Yep. New display. Let's reinstall or reset Windows, and let's sell this baby. Let's make some money, huh? Alrighty. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one.